What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Joshua Mack, and as you can tell, literally from the end of last week's video to the beginning of this week's video, I still have the jersey on and I'm batch recording this. As I said, I got another jersey off camera that I'll be shooting a little bit of a look at that after I'm done with this video. This is one of those kind of mental health speaking videos, just fair warning. And if you're not here for that kind of content on my channel, you guys can skip today's video. I don't want you to skip, but I understand that's not everybody's cup of tea. But I just wanted to talk about something real quick that I've watched a few videos of the last, I think it's 2 or 3 weeks. I've watched a few videos on this that have come across my main page on YouTube and discussing it. And I got to thinking about how it applies to my life and some of the things that I've done. Now, what it's talking about is the hustle culture and how it affects hobbies. And it was in a few interesting videos, I thought, because one of the videos stated that you can't do a hobby to relax anymore. And it's not that you can't do a hobby to relax, it's that hustle culture has taken over a lot of these things. Now, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by hustle culture has taken over a lot of these things? Well, what it comes down to is you're no longer allowed to just be an artist for your own enjoyment. You're no longer allowed to sketch, no longer allowed to draw, no longer allowed to paint, no longer allowed to make music, things like that. Run a YouTube channel just for fun, just as something to relax, which is something that I've stated time and time again in these videos that I've made like this, is that this is a hobby for me. If it turns out to be something that I make money off of my hobby later on, that's fine, that's awesome. But I am not doing this for the purpose of gaining monetization. I'm not doing this to make a ton of money. You know, I do have an Amazon affiliates account that I do link things to when it's appropriate and when it's available on Amazon, and those purchases do help the channel a little bit in making a little bit of money to keep things going. If I didn't have things to purchase, I would obviously be doing videos like this. And it's not that I haven't purchased things, because I do have things coming in the mail, and I am expecting to make several videos coming up soon about different things as far as the channel, how I run it, things like that. But hustle culture has really taken over. You know, it brought up, one of the videos brought up that, you know, somebody that plays around with beats, that likes to make beats for music and stuff, maybe rap beats, stuff like that. They get it in their head that I have to post this to SoundCloud. I have to finish this up. I got to make it as good as I can, and I got to post it to SoundCloud. That way I get discovered. That way I'm on Spotify's top 10 listings. That way I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know, maybe I can be the next rap producer, stuff like that. And nobody, and I shouldn't say nobody, but a lot of people don't do what they want to do just for relaxation and enjoyment. If you work full time, you're already putting in 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, depending on how much you work a day, at maybe a job you don't even want to be at, maybe a job you don't even want to do. But you do it because you got bills to pay, you got things to do, you know, you have a lifestyle that you've made your own, that you want to do these things. And in this world that we live in, you have to have money in order to do that. When it comes to that, we have so many things have become so expensive nowadays that we're constantly having to work, maybe 2, 3 jobs, whatever. You know, we don't take the time to relax and to enjoy things. Now, going back to my story, and I'll be as brief with this as I can. I've been working since I was 5 years old. I'll be 43 later this month. I've been working since I was 5 years old, cleaning buildings with my mom at night. We cleaned doctors' offices, we cleaned an optometrist's office, we cleaned a rehab facility for people who had been injured, we cleaned a beautician's
like and subscribe
office, and this was nightly, Sunday through the weekend. You know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we had to clean it sometime either Saturday or Sunday again. You know, it was a matter of getting things clean for the next business day. And at 5 years old, I started doing that. I was running a vacuum. My brother was cleaning mirrors. 5 years old. Move ahead. I dropped out of school to clean floors, clean commercial floors. We cleaned Office Max, Petco, a small toy store / children's clothing store. We did a lot of stuff. It was constantly a 40-hour work week. When my parents lost that business, my brother and I ran our own business. We wanted to make money. We wanted to do things and help out. We weren't able to ask our parents for a PlayStation or a PlayStation 2. We had to go out and bust our asses in order to make that money to do it. And so my brother and I, we weren't the only kids in the household. Full time we were. It was my mom, my stepdad, my brother and I. And then my stepdad had 4 children of his own that would come and visit us on the weekends. There'd go 2, and then all 4 of them, and then none of them on the 4th weekend. And then you had holidays and summertime when you had a full house of 8 people. And so my brother and I knew we had to pull our weight. We knew we had to make our money on top of taking care of stuff at the house. So eventually I got a job outside the house. I went back to helping my parents clean parking lots on a regular basis. And then I went and got a job at a movie theater, and so on and so forth. And for the last 14 years, 15 years, I've been working 2, 3, 4 jobs at a time, just depending on how you want to look at it. I had full-time work, and then I had cleaning jobs that I went out and did on the side, or I had Ubering or DoorDash, things like that I did. And when I had my old YouTube channel, my now ex-wife was like, how much money can you make off of this? How much money are you making off of this? What can we do to make more money off of this? And everything became about the money. Time, hobby, everything was money. And so a couple months ago, let's see, we're in October, September 1st, I quit my other job, property management, as I've spoken about on here before. I quit doing the property management stuff because I needed time to just relax, time to just get away, time to just do what I wanted to do. I've played an obscene amount of time on video games. I've started reading. I've done a lot of stuff and made videos that I'm proud of, that I'm happy to do. I am actually glad that I've gotten to relax. And I think, I want to start drawing again. I want to start doing my art. My parents told me that there was never going to be a career in art, and I had to drop doing art and focus on something that I could make real money at. And so I quit doing art. I quit drawing, I quit painting, I quit doing the things that I love to do just as a hobby, just because I had to make money. So now that I have free time, I'm looking at taking art classes. I've got a journal, 200 drawing prompts. I want to do that. I want to do some of these things and get back to the hobbies that I enjoy. Yes, I love making YouTube videos. I love learning the little nuances about doing this, putting music here, doing this, editing this in here, editing this in there. And I love that. I have loved being a creative as far as making YouTube videos, as far as things like that. I'm even looking to start a podcast soon. Stay tuned for that. I'll have an announcement about that soon. Because I want to expand my art form. I want to expand my creativity. And I don't want to do it with the purpose of feeling pressured of making money. I want to enjoy it. I want to make the mistakes. I want to do the things that I want to do. So that's just something I wanted to share with you guys real quick. Let you guys know that it doesn't always have to be about the money. You can have a hobby, you can relax, you can enjoy doing something. It's not always about making money. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Stay tuned next week. I'll have another jersey that I'll be looking at here momentarily. Next week it'll be up on video. So I appreciate you guys watching. Take care. I will see you guys next Friday.